As Jungkook's media presence continues to expand across the United States, his name is increasingly appearing beyond the traditional boundaries of music journalism. American media now references him across entertainment, fashion, and digital technology sectors, recognizing him as a cross-industry figure whose influence extends into multiple commercial and creative arenas. This broader relevance strengthens his position in the U.S. market and reinforces his image as a modern, multidimensional public figure. Influence in American entertainment beyond music. In the entertainment industry, Jungkook is being observed not just as a recording artist, but as a potential actor, host, and public personality. While he has not formally debuted in American film or television, speculative coverage and op-eds in publications such as The Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, and Variety frequently discuss the possibility of K-pop stars crossing into Hollywood, and Jungkook is often named as a top candidate. Yes. Casting directors and producers have publicly acknowledged the appeal of international stars with large digital audiences. Jungkook's strong fanbase, combined with his global media exposure, makes him an ideal choice for projects seeking instant visibility and built-in audience interest. In many discussions about the internationalization of Hollywood and entertainment streaming, his name is included as an example of cross-border casting potential. Additionally, late-night talk shows, digital interview platforms, and music documentary producers have expressed ongoing interest in featuring Jungkook. Media articles suggest that even without acting roles, his appearances as a guest, narrator, or documentary subject could draw high viewer numbers in the U.S. streaming market. Prominent figure in U.S. fashion and style media. American fashion media frequently features Jungkook as a trend-setting figure. Publications such as Vogue US, GQ USA, WWD, and Harper's Bazaar continue to analyze his wardrobe choices, grooming habits, and endorsement deals. His partnerships with major fashion labels, including Calvin Klein, are cited as successful case studies in targeting younger American demographics. Unlike many traditional endorsements, Jungkook's brand campaigns frequently go viral, prompting media write-ups about product sellouts, digital campaign engagement metrics, and influencer responses. His campaigns with Calvin Klein, in particular, received extensive U.S. coverage, with outlets highlighting his role in modernizing the brand's image and helping it connect to Gen Z consumers. In style-focused media, Jungkook's influence is now compared to American fashion icons and A-list celebrities. Reports highlight his adaptability, with the ability to shift between luxury menswear, casual streetwear, and gender-neutral styling. This versatility is a valuable media asset that supports narratives around diversity, inclusion, and global fashion trends. Emerging relevance in tech and digital media. Jungkook's impact is also visible in American tech media. His influence on social platforms, algorithmic trends, and virtual fan engagement strategies is often referenced in industry analysis by outlets like TechCrunch, Wired, and The Verge. For instance, articles discuss how posts featuring Jungkook consistently outperform other celebrity content in terms of engagement and algorithmic reach on platforms like TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts. His music often becomes a sound template for viral trends, while his live broadcasts and content snippets drive real-time user activity. This has positioned him as a model for digital native celebrity presence, a figure whose career and public perception are built around optimized platform usage. Media professionals highlight how Jungkook leverages real-time audience interaction, multi-platform reach, and digital storytelling to sustain relevance in an increasingly fast-moving digital culture. Tech companies have also noted his potential for integration with future media experiences. Concepts like virtual fan meetings, exclusive live stream content, and branded NFTs, non-fungible tokens, have appeared in discussions where Jungkook is seen as an ideal personality for next-generation fan engagement technologies. Branding case studies and media mentions in business education. Jungkook's career is increasingly used as a reference in U.S. business education and branding discussions. Marketing professors, branding consultants, and public relations agencies have started citing his campaigns and digital performance in lectures and case studies. American media often reports on this phenomenon in industry newsletters, conference panels, and academic blogs. He is frequently mentioned as an example of global brand ambassadorship done effectively, digital engagement strategy across language and cultural lines, personal branding that transitions smoothly from group identity to solo persona. This wide applicability has elevated his media profile from entertainment to educational and commercial literature, further embedding his name in American professional discourse, a global standard with local adaptation. Finally, media coverage often emphasizes Jungkook's unique position as a global standard bearer who can be locally adapted for U.S. marketing, entertainment, and digital engagement goals. Rather than seeing him as an outsider, American analysts and journalists increasingly position him as a global asset who can seamlessly operate in U.S. commercial ecosystems. This perception supports sustained media coverage and ensures his relevance across diverse publication types, from pop culture magazines to financial news and tech blogs. Inclusion in university-level curriculum. Over the last several academic years, a growing number of U.S. universities, including institutions like UCLA, NYU, and the University of Michigan, have introduced courses or modules exploring the global influence of K-pop. Within these programs, Jungkook's solo career is now regularly referenced as a modern case of global artist branding and cross-cultural media success. Professors in departments such as media studies, global pop culture, and digital marketing often include Jungkook in lecture topics focusing on the globalization of South Korean entertainment artist fan dynamics in the digital age, the evolution of celebrity in transnational media systems, branding strategies in Gen Z and millennial consumer markets. American media has begun to cover this trend as well. Articles in the Chronicle of Higher Education, Inside Higher Ed, and even the New York Times education section have noted how pop culture figures like Jungkook are reshaping the boundaries between academic disciplines and global cultural studies. Research papers and academic publications. Several scholarly articles and research papers published in US-based journals now analyze Jungkook's influence in various dimensions. These papers appear in academic journals that focus on media theory, cultural globalization, and digital behavior. Some of the core topics explored include parasocial interaction, the nature of fan engagement and perceived intimacy in Jungkook's live streams and online content, global soft power, how Jungkook contributes to South Korea's international cultural capital, branding psychology, the emotional resonance and brand identity formation linked to his solo campaigns, platform economies. His use of platforms like TikTok and Instagram as economic engines for content-driven fandom. Academic citations of Jungkook are also increasing in interdisciplinary studies involving sociology, linguistics, and international communication. These papers often use his career as a contemporary reference for how non-Western artists can achieve prominence in the Western media landscape without conforming to traditional celebrity norms. Case studies in business and marketing education. Business schools in the United States are also referencing Jungkook in classroom case studies that examine influencer marketing, customer loyalty, and multinational brand campaigns. His endorsement of Calvin Klein, in particular, has been used as an example in branding courses at institutions like Wharton School of Business, USC Marshall, and Columbia Business School. In these settings, Jungkook's market value is evaluated not only in terms of exposure, but in direct business metrics such as ROI from campaign impressions, increases in product demand, and Google search traffic. Cross-market cultural adaptation strategies impact on brand perception among younger U.S. consumers. American students are taught to view his brand through the lens of data, international market segmentation, and cultural sensitivity. Professors often assign projects that ask students to develop hypothetical campaign strategies using Jungkook's model as a reference. Cultural theory and global media discourse. In the field of cultural studies, Jungkook is seen as a living case study for analyzing global cultural flows. U.S. scholars now regularly debate topics such as the role of K-pop in redefining American pop hierarchy, the shift from U.S.-centric music dominance to global co-production, how Eastern and Western media systems interact in the age of social platforms. Jungkook's media presence and fandom structure are cited in graduate-level research exploring how younger audiences engage with non-local celebrities, breaking down the borders that once separated local and international entertainment consumption. Media theory classes and seminars often use Jungkook's social media footprint as a model for analyzing how celebrity visibility is created, distributed, and reinforced in the algorithmic age. Academic conferences and industry panels. American academic conferences, particularly those related to digital media, global entertainment, and consumer culture, have featured panels and papers on Jungkook. Events like South by Southwest EDU, ICA, International Communication Association, and AEJMC, Association for Education in Journalism and Mass Communication, have included sessions dedicated to understanding the K-pop economy, with Jungkook highlighted as a key subject. These presentations contribute to a growing body of academic knowledge and legitimize his role as more than just a pop icon. American scholars now frame him as a subject that intersects with political economy, identity theory, global branding, and transmedia narratives. As Jungkook maintains a strong and growing presence across American media, academic circles, commercial branding, and entertainment industries, questions are now being raised about what this sustained attention means over the long term. Analysts and media strategists are beginning to assess how his influence might evolve, what opportunities could emerge, and which challenges may arise as he continues to navigate the U.S. cultural landscape. Sustained cross-cultural integration. One of the clearest implications of Jungkook's ongoing American media coverage is the normalization of non-Western artists within U.S. mainstream entertainment. What was once framed as novelty, an Asian solo artist gaining traction in the American market, is now being redefined as a standard possibility for global music careers. American media outlets now include Jungkook in conversations that were traditionally limited to domestic figures. Whether it's music industry projections, brand endorsements, or digital innovation, his name appears regularly alongside American celebrities and thought leaders. This visibility contributes to the erosion of previously rigid cultural barriers. In the long term, Jungkook's success could accelerate the inclusion of other international artists in American media structures, with US-based labels and production houses expanding their definitions of market viability. This may result in more globally integrated entertainment formats and collaborative cross-market initiatives, shaping industry standards for global talent. Jungkook's career is already setting new standards for how global artists are expected to operate within the U.S. entertainment economy. His seamless adaptation to the language, media cycles, and fan engagement mechanisms of the American market is now used as a benchmark in industry discussions. Over time, this may influence how American record labels evaluate international acts. Executives may increasingly prioritize talent that can not only perform artistically, but also navigate Western media expectations, digital virality, and cross-platform brand partnerships. Jungkook's success provides a blueprint for these expectations. Media reports and trade publications are beginning to reflect this shift. In industry briefings, it is not uncommon to see Jungkook listed in talent trend analyses and executive strategy meetings regarding artist global expansion, long-term commercial viability. From a business perspective, Jungkook's image as a dependable commercial partner strengthens his long-term value. Unlike many viral figures who see a spike and decline in relevance, Jungkook's consistent performance across music, digital media, and fashion suggests a stable and sustained appeal. His career is characterized by careful brand alignment, polished execution, and controlled public visibility. Thus, companies may begin to see long-term collaboration with him or artists like him as a safer and more strategic investment. This trend could result in extended ambassador deals, multi-year campaigns, and creative partnerships beyond one-off endorsements. Analysts at branding firms and advertising agencies have already commented in publications like Adage and Marketing Dive that Jungkook's campaigns perform well over time, not just in their initial launch. That kind of marketing sustainability is highly valued in the American commercial environment. Potential for expanded U.S. market activities. Although Jungkook has yet to formally pursue a full-length tour or extended stay in the United States, American media speculation suggests that future activities, such as solo concerts, film or streaming appearances, or brand-specific events, could take place on U.S. soil. Media coverage around his solo releases frequently includes phrases like "high demand for," U.S. appearances, or fans await U.S. tour dates. These narratives are not limited to fan circles. They are echoed in entertainment reports, industry blogs, and even local news outlets in major cities like Los Angeles, New York, and Chicago. If such events are confirmed, they would likely draw significant media attention and further solidify Jungkook's local presence. In the long term, this would strengthen the infrastructure for regular international engagement, opening the door for him and other Korean solo artists to expand their American operations. Media fatigue and market saturation risks. While the majority of Jungkook's American media coverage remains positive and high in engagement, there are also risks associated with overexposure. Media fatigue is a known phenomenon in the U.S. entertainment cycle. If not carefully managed, constant visibility, particularly through non-strategic appearances, can result in reduced impact or even backlash. Media analysts occasionally raise this concern in industry think pieces, urging international teams to manage timing and exclusivity carefully. To remain influential long-term, Jungkook's team must continue to balance accessibility with scarcity, ensuring that each public engagement offers new value and context. There is also the issue of evolving trends. The U.S. media landscape is known for shifting attention rapidly. While Jungkook currently aligns well with market tastes, continued success may depend on how his music and public persona evolve in relation to those trends. Maintaining adaptability will be essential. Legacy building and cultural permanence. Perhaps the most significant implication is the potential for Jungkook to be remembered not simply as a successful K-pop star, but as a global cultural figure who helped redefine entertainment boundaries. American media institutions, both current and historical, play a large role in determining legacy status. By continuing to appear in major publications, award shows, academic discussions, and business models, Jungkook is steadily building a legacy that could position him alongside major international icons. Future documentaries, retrospectives, or media exhibits that examine the 2020s pop culture era may very well include him as a key figure in long-term academic and media archives. This kind of cultural permanence is achieved through repeated relevance and diversified impact, both of which Jungkook is currently sustaining.